To change a darn thing. Fantastic. StarCraft fans unite. We are in the semifinals, a best of 3 between these two players for the Red Bull North American qualifiers for, of course, the New York City Battlegrounds. I'm casting today with Doom Esports. I'm Rifkin, and dude, you want to kick it off?
Absolutely. Spawning upper left-hand corner of the map. Ladies and gentlemen, in the yellow trunks from Team Acer, the Zerg powerhouse, it is Scarlett.
And her opponent in the lower right. He's got the potential to fight her twice tonight. I'll explain more later. Playing for Root Gaming. Root for Root. It's gonna be State. And of course, State gets a little shout out, kind of making a little Avril Lavigne parody in the lobby. Ooh, mismanaging his probes there, just albeit slightly. Like, we join the lobby, and the first thing we see is like, hey, you, I don't like your Zerglings. So, big props to this guy for being funny. But for those who don't know, this is being played in tandem with the IEM Singapore qualifiers. Scarlett, of course, is currently already in the finals over there, and State is in the loser's bracket. And I was nerding out with Doom, like, how sick would that be to get like this amazing best of 3 here, and then have State win the loser's bracket over there and fight Scarlett again in the finals?
That would certainly be awesome. Gonna have to make it through here first, though, and no tall order. He did just recently take down Kane, though, so Kane, I would say, a very formidable opponent. Maybe not
very
exactly
good
to the level of Scarlett, but as we saw earlier today, he went toe-to-toe with Scarlett in ZVZ and almost took the series, if not for that first game, which could have easily gone his way. Maybe we would be casting him right now, but at this point, it is going to be Scarlett up against State. And I'm curious to see that that probe didn't get across the field early enough to block that hatch, but maybe that's just part of the plan here for State.
I think for State, this is just a scouting probe. Scarlett, of course, taking this very early, didn't have anything to worry about. If you go for that block, you've usually got to set the probe, around 11 or so and get a lickety split, but because he went for a gateway expand, no forge, no cannons, no shenanigans, and the probe's just going to come back home after seeing the natural. Or maybe not. Gonna make sure there's no quick third, I guess, and then try and hide by the watchtower until he can put a pylon down later on in the game.
Well, that drone is going to come out here. Probe will see the fact that he's looking to maybe take that third base, but Scarlett is going to juke the drone back into the natural, get mining with it as well. We'll get research started relatively quickly here for State. Of course, a staple of the Protoss, a repertoire. And looks like we can get a Nexus placed down at the natural here for State, and that's right underneath that Overlord for Scarlett. So in terms of vision, both players pretty much in the know so far, and I'm very gonna keep an eye out on this probe down here to the south, Rifkin. Very curious to see if that'll develop into anything in and of itself. It might just be for later on pylons to come up with some aggression just to keep it alive so that Zerglings don't attack it, because it is pretty common, as we can see with Scarlett, scouting out to see where those pesky probes may be hiding, because they can really pay dividends for the Protoss later on in the game.
Well, it's really important too. Once the Zerg player starts leaving Lings outside the base, you're kind of stuck in this awkward soft contain, and you're not able to get probes out to further put down pylons. But if this one probe hides, if it stays alive, he can kind of sneak one in behind enemy lines, so to speak. But for the time being, he's got to be careful. Scarlett is being very methodical in her scouting. Big wall off coming out of State right now too.
Yeah,
I don't know, Doom. It's for a player like Scarlett, you would naturally assume she's got such a good grasp on the game that regardless of what State did, she'd be ready for it. But between time taken off, not competing regularly in WCS, perhaps maybe this might be one of the best opportunities State has to take on Scarlett. Because maybe she's so, I don't want to say out of practice, but not in her, I guess, tip-top form.
Could be. I know she was mentioned that she had wrist injuries a few months ago. Not sure if those are still affecting her, but it does feel as though, based on the games that I've seen of Scarlett recently, that she's been playing pretty damn well.
Oh, I forgot First Blood. We'll pretend it didn't happen. We'll get a real First Blood here in a sec.
Ooh, that Mothership Core's got to be very careful here, but a Time Warp going to go down. That Queen, she's just barely getting out there, but he will stifle the creep, and as we know, Scarlett's creep spread definitely a force to be reckoned with, but Zealots are going to move forward here really aggressive. That Mothership Core's got to be very careful.
Does go down, and that sucks a lot. Not only does this absolutely just kill the push of State, it also means he's not going to have a Photon Overcharge available for later, and some Protoss players will sacrifice remaking the Mothership Core, and right now State's not exactly jumping on the opportunity to make another. Ooh, if he doesn't make another, no overcharge can make it very hard to defend any early pushes. But looks like the pylon gets scouted out. The Zealots, unfortunately, didn't get a lot of work done and are sent back home. But the big thing is they did live. So State will have these for a follow-up push later on. Or even maybe not even follow-up push, but just simply to defend with. Because Scarlett is coming across the field with a lot of slow lings. Metabolic Boost is shortly going to finish up, but...
One of the things about this is that Scarlett is going to retain a very strong map control with this. State, of course, is going to be forcing the issue with the War Prism, though, so that could open up some opportunities for him, especially if he gets in the main base and able to get a force field down at the ramp. If he can warp in additional sentries from there and continue to warp in additional sentries, that could get kind of ugly from Scarlett, but it seems like with this creep spread and with these Zerglings that are on the field, she knows exactly what's up, but now just going to see the War Prism. But Rifkin, I don't know if she's actually prepared to do this. Force field going to go down.
Spinecrawler is going to come down, so she should be able to hold this if she can just... If she can get past this. It takes one missed sentry, one missed force field, and State actually has to move his Warp Prism. Puts down 2 force fields because he missed up one of them, so now he's going to have to warp in some more sentries when he would have loved to have warped in Zealots. But oh no, no extra sentries coming in. There's not another force field available. They're about to wear out, Doom. Oh, can he do enough damage? On a clock now as Scarlett streams on in. Spinecrawlers are finished. The Queen goes down in the north, but the worker count has been sustained. 3 drones were killed through this attack. Not a whole lot of damage done, quite frankly, but lots of Spinecrawlers were forced, and the Queen going down is a nice kill, I guess, but not the best outcome here for State at all.
Didn't really feel like that was a kill move for State, so I'm not sure if he accomplished enough so that he feels comfortable now, because check out what he's doing. He's moving across the field with a couple of Immortals and a handful of Zealots, so it looks like he wants to get aggressive off this, and with that War Prism, he doesn't need Pylons. Gonna continue warping Zealots, and wow, Rifkin, how many gateways is he on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's gonna go for an all-in of 2 bases here, and that's so many Zealots on the field, and that's the only tech that Scarlett has is Lings at this point.
Yeah, the Spinecrawlers would otherwise be a threat were it not for these Immortals that will tear them down very quickly. But as we see, Spinecrawlers, oh, despite the transfuse, they still go down so darn fast. Trying to build some more, but as they burrow, they get killed, and the Zealots are going to push right on in. Queens are going to try and hold to the best of their capability, but Doom, this push looks like it might be too much for Scarlett.
State making a statement in this game, killing drones, killing Queens. Spinecrawlers can't hold.
Good game
for Scarlett.
State will take game 1.
Whew. Intense. So I guess he got what he wanted to get done with that drop, man.
Oh my